Gusty winds and higher fire danger with a red flag warning going into effect. More weather impact alert days in the forecast. I'm ABC 10 Chief Meteorologist Monica Woods. As you can see with the rundown, the timing Tuesday through Wednesday, gusty winds and more so than what we saw on Sunday, needing to be outdoor aware of tree branches coming down as well as trees themselves, higher fire risk and the potential for more public safety power shutoff. So we've got our whole weather playlist and extended forecast just like this on our ABC 10 Plus streaming app, plus our new weather special, California's Dying Lakes. Make sure to download it wherever you stream. Wind advisory goes into effect on Tuesday. It lasts through Wednesday afternoon. And on top of that, we've got our red flag warning. This starts up Tuesday morning, lasts through Wednesday afternoon as well. This extending all the way to the coast where we indeed have some of the higher fire danger in effect. So again, that's why we have our weather impact alert days, because of the risk of not only gusty winds, but the higher fire danger. The moisture that we had on Friday into early Saturday, just not enough to keep all those fuels really moist and prevent the potential for rapid fire spread. You can see the timeline with our future gusts really starting to come up here during the day on Tuesday. We actually start the morning off with fairly calm conditions, but they rapidly increase. By the time we get through our noon forecast, we're looking at wind gusts really ramping up. Now, Tuesday afternoon, those wind gusts are at about 25 to over 35 miles per hour, peaking during the day on Wednesday. Now, I just want to show you the setup here of why we have another wind event. Low pressure system settles into the Great Basin. Here comes this high pressure ridge, and we've got an offshore wind event. This is one of the strongest ones that we've seen in the past 2 years. Start of the rainy season has been very slow going, so we're extending our peak wildfire season a little deeper into our forecast here. Statewide precipitation, as we run it down north to south, we've seen virtually nothing in Southern California, and our red flag warning actually extends all the way into Southern California as well. Many of us running a departure. Eureka, the only outlier here, with just slightly over what we usually have at this point in the season. Drought monitor now, for all intents and purposes, is looking pretty much normal at this point. We've got some abnormally dry sections, but we really haven't seen much change even in the week to week setup here. The potential for those public safety power shutoffs, you can see, runs north through this Bay Area all the way into parts of the South Bay Area through Santa Cruz and Santa Clara counties, extending in parts of the valley as well, Stanislaus. Now, it's just going to be little pockets in there, but certainly something to be aware of. Future humidity. This is another thing that we like to keep track of, especially because it's one of the criteria for our red flag warning. During the morning, it'll be at about 25 to 30% and then comes crashing down into the teens by the time we get to our Wednesday afternoon. Again, our wind gusts will really start to come up during the day on Tuesday, starting off fairly calm, and then as the day progresses, by the time we get into the evening commute, we're looking at wind gusts closer to about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Any high-profile vehicles going over overpasses or even through the Yolo Causeway, it's going to be difficult travel, especially westbound, because that's where we see the biggest problems, is right through the coastal range. Heading into Wednesday afternoon, those winds start to back off, but we've got that time frame of about 12 to 24 hours that any spark would spread very quickly. The setup will start to relax during the day on Wednesday. That's why we see those winds calm down. We're under a ridge of high pressure, fairly quiet weather to start off the holiday weekend, but got a chance of showers on the back end of that. But the fuel dryness is what we're really taking a look at. Here's a look at the Bay Area, and what I want to point out here, here's where we've been. With the recent rain, it came down, but again, that wind event started to bring up the fuel dryness again, putting us in a little bit more of a higher risk for a rapidly moving fire that could spread really quickly. So always preventing a spark, keeping those key factors in mind. Avoid using certain equipment, even at this point, that could cause a spark, including lawnmowers, keeping vehicles off of dry grass, and as always, properly dispose of cigarettes and matches. A look at our headlines: winds returning Tuesday night, trees, power, driving impacts, as well as knowing the evacuation route can keep you ahead of the dangerous conditions that are rapidly unfolding here. Into Wednesday morning, this is where we see that setup right here. Again, we're going to be under the ridge of high pressure, so we're going to be dry, but We've got a big pool of cool air moving in for the middle of November, a likely cooler setup and likely wetter. And get this, Mount Rose is opening this Friday. It's going to be the first resort that's opening. Not much moisture coming in here, but by the end of the weekend, we do have that plume of moisture that's going to be pressing our way, potentially bringing us some showers for Veterans Day. That's certainly one we'll be watching. Highs in the meantime for tomorrow for Election Day in the 50s for the Sierra, 60s down low for the valley. We'll watch those winds come up across the coast. Highs in the 60s, 70s inland, and 70s for the valley as well. After morning lows in the 40s, it's going to be a chilly start to our Election Day. Highs will drop to the 40s for the mountains. No snow on Wednesday, but we're going to be tracking that by the end of the holiday weekend. For the foothills, we'll have highs in the 60s as well as for the coast, 60s to right around 70. A look at the 3-day forecast. First 2 days, weather impact alert intact with highs close to 70. A very big wind event for us that we're going to be tracking. And then we're drying things out. We'll watch that chance of Monday showers because a lot of people have the day off, so we want to keep you ahead of any active weather heading our way.